Good day, everyone. I hope you are having a good day. We are about to report about project management. As for the content of this report, it will be divided into three parts. The first part will be the definition and characteristics of project management, and then the project phases from initiation to executing will be reported by me. And then the continuation of the project phases and the key to success and reasons IT project fails will be reported by CJ. That is the part 2. And then the part 3 will be the last three topics, which is the project selection, metrics and software, reported by Ms. Rachel Andeyasol. So let's proceed to the first part. Before we dive into the definition and characteristics of project management, let's have a little introduction about it. From the word itself, magkakaroon na tayo ng konting idea kung saan iikot yung magiging topic natin. Project management. Pagmamanage ng isang project, a process. So hearing it will make us think na, maybe this is about how to properly manage a project or how we can manage to achieve a successful project. But of course, dyan din papasok yung mga problems na maaari nating ma-encounter along the way. There's a possibility na we might have problems while making a project. So that's why we need to learn and be aware how to properly manage it so that we can provide solutions whenever we might encounter problems along the way. And later on, we will discuss it. For now, let's talk about the definition and characteristics of a project management. Project management involves defining, performing, and monitoring work within a specified timeline, scope, and goals. It is typically carried out by a team with an allocated budget. Organizations undertake projects as part of their strategic plans to achieve various outcomes such as new products, improved systems, or infrastructures. Project management is a process which involves defining, performing, and monitoring. It guides the team or the part of the organization who works together for the completion of a project. It guides them to ensure that they reach their deliverables and their goals. Project, from the word itself, papasok agad sa isip natin na meron siyang start and end date with specific tasks to reach a specific outcome. So sabi nga natin kanina, it is a process. Therefore, it involves a start and a finish line or an end to it. Like for example, magpapatayo tayo ng bahay. Siyempre, bago tayo makagawa ng isang bahay, kailangan mo natin ng plano. Yun yung starting point. And then yung end point naman natin is yung fully furnished na bahay. Siyempre, may phases yun bago natin ma-reach yung end point. And mas may elaborate pa natin siya mamaya sa susunod na topic, which is the project phases. Also, one thing na kailangan natin sa isang project management is magkaroon tayo ng clear understanding of what the risks are and assumptions to be able to manage it. Kasi in the process, we will encounter problems or hindrances na maaari makaapekto sa ating project. For example, financial risks. Projects carry financial risk due to their substantial budgets and potential opportunity cost if unsuccessful. So, malaking effect kapag nag-fail yung isang project kasi maraming loss na mangyayari, lalo na sa mga taong nag-invest sa project na yun. That's why we need some help from experts like internal auditor. Lots of documentation is associated with doing a project, and we need to keep on top of monitoring and execution to be able to be in control if ever na maka-encounter tayo ng problem while doing the project. Internal auditors can support project success by establishing standards for planning, execution, and monitoring. This includes defining minimum required documents, procedures for obtaining and documenting key attributes, and performance monitoring criteria. Sa area na ito, we need consistency and discipline to help prevent problems later on. So here's another definition from Project Management Institute. They define a project as a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service, or result. The two characteristics that define a project are that they are unique and temporary. So temporary endeavor. It means that a project has a specific start and end date. So, na-explain ko naman na siya kanina why it has a specific start and end date. So, skip na tayo dun sa two characteristics which are unique and temporary. Projects are unique because they produce unique outcomes ranging from highways, buildings, weapons, and computer systems, machines, new products, and the like. Projects are unique because they create one-of-a-kind results. They can be things like buildings, roads, machines, or computer systems. While each project may seem different on the surface, there are often common activities and processes involved. For example, in construction projects, there are tasks like preparing the foundation, framing, plumbing, and electrical work that are commonly done. Similarly, in IT system development projects, there are steps like analyzing feasibility, writing business rules, coding, testing, and deploying the system that are typically followed. However, despite these similarities, each project has its own specific details and characteristics. This includes different stakeholders, available resources, staffing needs, deadlines, and communication requirements. Therefore, even though there are some commonalities, every project is unique in terms of its specific outcomes and the way it is managed and executed. So ngayon, paano naman natin siya nasabing temporary? 'Di ba? Sabi ko kanina, project management is a process. It involves a start and an end point. Projects have a specific life cycle that affects how they are managed. Unlike regular business operations that happen continuously, projects have a defined start and end date. The start of a project can be a specific date, or it can gradually come together as business leaders discuss and identify a need, hold meetings, and create a proposal. Projects also have an end date by which certain deliverables or results should be completed. Yung nature ng project, which is being temporary, is kaiba sa ongoing business kasi projects are time limited and unique. They require different skills and management practices compared to regular operations. Each project may have its own set of constraints, including strict deadlines that must be met, and failing to adhere to these timelines can have significant consequences for the project's success. So, nabanggit natin kanina na may specific life cycle ang isang project management. Dito na papasok yung sinasabi ko kaninang project phases, which is yung process na nakapaloob sa start and end ng isang project. Getting a project done, especially one that involves considerable resources and personnel, requires effective planning and oversight. Life cycle of a project management consists of 5 basic phases, which includes initiations, planning, executing, closing, and monitoring and control. Each phase is a collection of project management activities that are essential for every project management to follow and complete. Though each stage has a different distinct focus, the relationship of the phases are often sequential and each stage can conclude with the completion of one more deliverables. Implementing the cycle in every project is an excellent way to manage a team's focus, allocate resources, and align the entire project life cycle with clients and stakeholders. And by thinking in terms of phases, the team ensures that deliverables produced at the end of each phase meet the project goals. So mapapansin natin dito sa phases natin na nakahiwalay yung phase 5, monitoring and controlling. So bakit siya nakaganyan? Para maiwasan natin yung misconception or misunderstanding na yung monitoring and control ay nag-a-apply lang at a certain point during the progress of the project. So, hindi lang siya nag-a-apply sa phase 5, but it applies to all phases of the project. So, para mas maintindihan natin siya, sa phase 1 to 4, nagkakaroon din ng monitoring and controlling. So, hindi lang siya at a certain point, sa isang phase lang nangyayari yung monitoring and controlling. So, saan naman dito papasok yung trabaho ni internal auditor? Si internal auditor, dinidivide niya into 3 phases yung kanyang audits and special projects. So, yung 3 phases na yun is planning, fieldwork, and reporting. So, yung 3 phases na yun, nag-fit siya sa 5 project phases natin, which is yung initiation, planning, execution, closing, and monitoring and controlling. Although hindi nabanggit yung monitoring and controlling, covered na siya sa isang requirement na nag-states na engagement must be properly supervised to ensure objectives are achieved, quality is assured, and staff is developed. Otherwise, initiation and planning would fit into planning, executing fits into fieldwork, and closing entails reporting on one level. But also, supervision and documentation close out classic activities performed by auditors. Let's proceed to phase 1. Initiation. The formation of the project itself. This is where the project management steps are put into place. This is the first stage of the project. One of the key tasks performed during this phase is defining the overall project goal. The initiation phase includes defining the scope of the project, an analysis of the needs and requirements in measurable terms, a review of current operations to perform a gap analysis that highlights the transition from the current to the future state, a financial analysis showing the budget and the costs and benefits expected from the project. A team's performance during the initiation phase can result in either authorization, delay, or discontinuation of a new project. The goal of the initiation phase is to ensure that the project meets business needs and to align stakeholders and project teams. During this phase, the entire team defines the project idea and the project sponsor evaluates it and authorizes it to proceed. Si project manager naman, mag-start na siya mag-process ng documentation which includes justification, deliverables, risk, estimated cost, and resource requirements. The project charter is a key deliverable of the project initiation phase and contains all this information. It is the first formal definition of the project and it authorizes the project to exist, establishes the authority of the project manager, and documents high level of requirements, milestones, and success criteria. The charter should help to clarify the objective of the project, formally establish the financial, human, and other types of support for the project, and gain the necessary commitment from key stakeholders. In this phase, communication is very important. Being efficient and effective will require a good communication within the workplace, hindi lang sa team. Of course, we need a good communication also with the stakeholders. Communication must be multidirectional. They must flow up because sometimes stakeholders may not realize that what they need and are asking for can be improved upon to increase customer satisfaction. Communication must also flow down because some expectation may be too high given the resources, time, and technology materials available. And then this expectation, magagamit siya to define the scope, which is one of the 3 major parameters of project: scope, cost, and time. In leading project teams, Anthony Cobb defines scope as the sum of all work to be done to produce the project's deliverables. Deliverables are the products and services to be delivered to the customer. Schedule, the second element, refers to the amount of time given to complete the projects, while cost is the total cost to do the project work. The success of a project depends on 3 elements, which is the scope, time, and cost, which must be in balance. If the scope of the project changes, it affects the cost and time needed. An adjustment must be made accordingly. Scope changes can happen gradually or suddenly with major additions. For example, if a construction project includes building a house but the owner asks for an additional room, the project's timeline and cost would need to be extended. If the project timeline is reduced, costs usually increase due to overtime or hiring more staff to meet the accelerated deadline. Alternatively, the scope of the project may need to be reduced. Limited resources such as lower budget can also impact the timeline and scope. With fewer resources, it takes longer to complete the work, so the timeline must be extended or the scope must be reduced. It's important to maintain equilibrium among these elements without compromising the quality of of the work. However, some people make unrealistic decisions insisting that the budget, scope, and timeline remain unchanged. This can lead to lower quality deliverables such as using inferior materials or releasing softwares with known bugs. This compromises end users' productivity, satisfaction, and can negatively impact the return on investment. To avoid cost overruns, scope limitations, delays, and quality issues, close attention should be given to these elements throughout the project's life cycle. Effective planning, updates, and monitoring help ensure project success. During the initiation phase of a project, it's important to define the project's goals and develop a realistic strategy to achieve them. This phase sets the foundation and roadmap for the project. For example, if the goal is to build a new website, the initiation phase would involve determining the website's purpose, target audience, and features. And of course, at this point, when we do project management, part na rin yun ng pagkakaroon ng specific skills and techniques to ensure that hindi nasasayang yung effort, budget, and time natin sa isang project. We need the right skills to be able to accomplish a project that is worth the time and expenses that was invested to it. We need to make sure na nade-deliver natin what we are supposed to be delivering and yung expectations na kailangan nating ma-reach, kailangan ma-meet natin siya. And selecting the right project manager and project team members is crucial during this phase. The project manager is responsible for clarifying the project's objectives, organizing the work, coordinating resources, and ensuring commitment from the team and stakeholders. For instance, if a project involves building a new office, the project manager would be responsible for overseeing the construction process, coordinating architects, contractors, and other team members. The project manager needs various skills and competencies to be effective. These include negotiation skills, time management, conflict resolution, and the ability to manage relationships and motivate team members. For example, if conflicts arise between the architects and contractors during the office building project, the project manager would need to resolve the conflicts and keep the project on track. The selection of the project manager should consider a combination of attributes such as technical expertise, emotional intelligence, and relevant experience. For instance, if the project involves developing a new software application, the project manager should have experience in software development and understand the technical aspects of the project. So ano-ano ba yung kailangan ng isang project manager to be successful? A project manager must be a leader. The project manager should be a leader who motivates the team, sets an example, and influences others. They should be fair, compassionate, and able to manage relationships effectively. For example, a project manager leading a software development project inspires the team members to work collaboratively and encourages them to think creatively to solve problems. Number 2, initiator. The project manager should take initiative and address problems promptly. They should anticipate issues and respond to them to ensure the project's success. For example, if a construction project faces unexpected delays, the project manager takes immediate action to resolve the issues, such as coordinating with the suppliers to expedite material deliveries. Number 3, role model. The PM should act consistently with the expected practices and set the tone for the team. Their actions should align with their words, establishing expectation for the team members. For example, a project manager who emphasizes punctuality and professionalism arrives early for meetings, dresses appropriately, and demonstrates a strong work ethic. Number 4, negotiator. The effective project manager should navigate stakeholder agendas and find common ground. They should possess good communication skills and the ability to understand and respond to stakeholders' needs. For example, in a marketing project, the project manager negotiates with both the client and the creative team to find a design solution that satisfies the client's requirements while maintaining the team's creative vision. Number 5, listener. A good project manager listens to others' input before, during, and after making decisions. They consider different perspectives and learn from feedback, promoting a collaborative and inclusive environment. For example, before implementing a new project management tool, the project manager seeks input from team members to understand their needs and preferences. Number 6, the project manager should mentor and guide team members, building their skills and fostering personal growth. This helps create a culture of sharing and collaboration within the team. For example, a project manager provides constructive feedback to a junior team member on their presentation skills, offering guidance on how to improve and grow in their role. Number 7, working member. The project manager actively participates and collaborates with the team, demonstrating teamwork and a collective sense of responsibility for the project's success. For example, in a research project, the project manager assists with data collection and analysis, working alongside the research team to meet project milestones. Number 8, facilitator. The project manager should effectively communicate project goals, facilitate discussions, and encourage input from team members. They create a platform for sharing ideas and addressing concerns. For example, during a project meeting, the project manager encourages team members to voice their opinions and proposes a structured discussion format to ensure everyone's input is heard. Number 9, employer. The project manager plays a role in selecting and managing the project team. They should carefully choose team members based on their skills and motivation, ensuring a strong foundation for the project. For example, the project manager hires experienced web developers and designers for a website development project, ensuring the team has the necessary expertise to deliver a high-quality website. The project manager encourages collaboration and input from team members at all levels. They recognize that valuable ideas can come from anyone, fostering a culture of creativity and continuous improvement. For example, a project manager invites input from all team members during brainstorming sessions, encouraging diverse perspectives and fostering innovative solutions. Overall, a successful project manager exhibits leadership, initiates action, serves as a role model. The project manager encourages collaboration and input from team members at all levels. They recognize that valuable ideas can come from anyone, fostering a culture of creativity and continuous improvement. For example, a project manager invites input from all team members during brainstorming sessions, encouraging diverse perspectives and fostering innovative solutions. Overall, a successful project manager exhibits leadership, initiates action, serves as a role model, negotiates effectively, listens attentively, coaches team members, actively participates, facilitates communication, and promotes collaboration and innovation. So, all in all, the initiation phase is about setting clear goals, selecting the right project manager and team, and ensuring they have the necessary skills and competencies to successfully execute the project. Phase 2, planning. The creation of the plan based on the activities started during the initiation phase. The second phase of project management involves the actions necessary to think and organize the activities necessary to achieve the goals of the project. During this phase, the scope is sharpened. Planning is essential for success because it translates the what of the project into the how. In the planning phase, the team members dive into requirement tasks, timelines, and actions while the project manager works with the entire team to create the design, enumerate the task list, and estimate the budget. In simple terms, the second phase of project management involves planning and organizing the activities needed to achieve the project's goals. During this phase, a detailed plan is created that outlines the specific tasks, resources, costs, and time required for the project. It also involves arranging the tasks in a logical order to create a project schedule. Planning is crucial for success because it helps translate the project's objectives into actionable steps. It identifies the necessary activities and resources to turn the project concept into reality. Planning also helps estimate costs, including potential unexpected expenses, and provides clarity, accountability, and transparency for everyone involved. Creating a list of tasks is an important part of planning. This list outlines what needs to be done to achieve the project's goals and objectives. It's also crucial to establish the most efficient sequence of activities to avoid inefficiencies and delays. Poor sequencing can lead to situations where activities can't be performed because a required step was missed, resulting in backtracking and increased costs. Estimating the duration of activities can be challenging. Underestimating how long a task will take can lead to delays and frustrations. This can happen due to limited knowledge or experience of the project manager or when dealing with new activities without prior experience to estimate accurately. Unexpected developments during the project, such as delays caused by external parties, can also cause activities to take longer than originally estimated. To summarize, the second phase of project management involves creating a detailed plan, organizing tasks, estimating costs and durations, and ensuring efficient sequencing of activities. Proper planning is crucial to avoid delays, increase efficiency, and achieve project success. So dito naman tayo ngayon sa critical path method and the program evaluation and review technique. When planning a project, the manager needs to identify the activities required to achieve the project goals and determine the order in which they should be done. Some activities depend on others, meaning that certain tasks can only be performed after previous ones are completed. Two common techniques used for planning are the critical path method and the program evaluation and review technique. Both CPM and PERT use a network representation of the project's activities. The network consists of arrows and nodes. Arrows show the dependency between tasks, while nodes represent the tasks themselves and provide information such as task numbers, names, and estimated completion times. CPM assigns a single time estimate for each task, while PERT considers optimistic, most likely, and pessimistic timeframes to calculate a probability-based time estimate for the overall project. This means PERT takes into account different scenarios and provides a more comprehensive view of project timelines. Metrics such as earliest start, earliest finish, latest start, and latest finish are used to determine when each activity should start and finish. The critical path is the sequence of tasks that will take the longest time to complete and has zero slack time. The critical path determines the earliest possible completion date for the project. It's crucial to pay close attention to the critical path because any delays on this path will delay the entire project unless other tasks can be completed more quickly. And understanding the critical path helps prioritize tasks, minimize delays, and work with sense of urgency and direction. For example, imagine a construction project to build a house. The critical path might include tasks like pouring the foundation, framing the structure, installing plumbing and electrical systems, and finishing the interior. If any of these tasks experience delays, it will directly affect the project's overall completion date. So, the project manager needs to focus on closely monitoring and managing these critical tasks to ensure timely project delivery. Another example is consider organizing a birthday party. The critical path may involve activities like sending invitations, buying decorations, preparing food, and setting up the venue. If buying decorations depends on sending invitations first, these tasks are interdependent. Identifying the critical path helps prioritize tasks. If sending invitation is delayed, it will push back buying decorations and subsequent tasks, potentially leading to a delayed party. It is fairly common for the duration of an activity to have a range of values due to multiple estimates, so managers may want to establish an optimistic estimate, assuming that everything works according to the plan and gets completed without unexpected circumstances. A pessimistic estimate. This is based on the assumption that things go wrong and the activity takes a long time to be completed. a most likely scenario based on a reasonable assumption that the activity is performed according to normal circumstances and the completion time lies between the optimistic and the pessimistic estimates. Since these estimates range from the worst to the best possible scenario, managers should take the weighted average instead of relying on a single estimate to avoid putting too much emphasis on either extreme of the values. The pessimistic and optimistic values are compared to 4 times the most likely duration. For example, if the amount of time required to perform data analytics has estimates of 2 optimistic, 4 most likely, and 8 pessimistic days, we can calculate the time to address the customer's need using the following formula. So there we can see the formula in the screen. The T represents optimistic time estimate, the TM represents most likely time estimate, and the TP represents pessimistic time estimate. And then by substituting the values, the expected duration for the auditor to perform the data analytics in our example is equal to 4.3 days. Internal auditors should review and use tools like the Work Breakdown Structure or WBS, Gantt chart, and Critical Path Method or Program Evaluation and Review Technique or PERT during project management reviews. These tools are important for effective planning but are sometimes not utilized enough, highlighting a need for better planning. Auditors should also consider using these tools in their own planning and work on audits and consulting projects. A crucial aspect of project planning is linking tasks and activities in the schedule with their associated costs and resource requirements. Every action in a project has a cost, including inaction. Costs can be intentionally undercalculated to make the project seem cheaper for approval or overcalculated to provide flexibility for the project manager. Auditors should ensure accuracy in cost estimation throughout the project. During the planning phase, it is essential to have a plan approval and a project plan freeze. A project plan freeze refers to the sign-off on the project scope, timeline, and resources. Without a clear approval and freeze, discrepancies can arise between progress reports and the actual project status. Failure to establish a baseline and track changes can lead to anomalies and misunderstandings. The absence of a planning freeze can occur due to neglect, lack of designated responsibility, or delays in reaching agreement among stakeholders. When work begins without formal approval, the need for approval may be forgotten and the project progresses without this crucial step being performed. For example, imagine a company planning to launch a new product. The project involves various tasks such as product development, marketing, and manufacturing. If the costs associated with each task are not accurately accounted for, the project may exceed the budget or face financial challenges. Additionally, if the project plan is not formally approved and the scope, timeline, and resources are not frozen, progress reports may not reflect the true status of the project, leading to misunderstandings and delays. Internal auditors play a vital role in ensuring that project planning tools are effectively used, costs are accurately estimated, and proper approvals and freezes are in place to maintain transparency, accountability, and project success. The next phase is executing. All resources are allocated, personnel are put into place, and the plan is put into motion. The project execution phase is when the team focuses on achieving all the objectives set in earlier stages. During the project execution phase, the focus is on implementing the plan and keeping the project on track. Project leaders work closely within the team to ensure they meet quality requirements and deadlines within the agreed timeline while effectively managing all allocated resources. Key activities during this phase includes leading and managing the team. The project leaders takes charge of guiding and coordinating the team members to ensure they work together efficiently towards project goals. Next is meeting with team members. Regular meetings are held to discuss progress, address challenges, and provide necessary guidance and support to team members. And the last one is communicating with stakeholders. Effective communication with project sponsors, vendors, users, and financial units is crucial. It ensures that everyone is informed about the project progress, potential issues, and any necessary adjustments. Communication is essential to avoid project failures. So nabanggit nga natin ito kanina na communication is very important. So a good communication within the workplace will help being efficient and effective during the progress of the project. It is important to communicate quality issues promptly and resolve them. Additionally, delays in communicating future needs can result in late deliveries, causing project delays and additional costs. Conflict is normal in project management, but it is important to address and resolve conflicts promptly and effectively. Unresolved conflicts can lead to poor performance, lack of cooperation, and high turnover. The project manager plays a key role in managing team dynamics and resolving conflicts. Obtaining necessary resources in a timely manner is crucial. Delays or inadequate substitution can significantly impact project success, especially when unexpected conditions arise and quick action is required. Performing a project risk assessment, identifying control points, and establishing contingencies help in avoiding or effectively addressing issues. Regular progress reports that include relevant key performance indicators are also valuable for identifying issues promptly and monitoring their resolution. And for example, imagine a construction project to build a new office building. During the execution phase, the project leader would work closely with the construction team to ensure they follow the architectural plans, meet quality standards, and complete tasks within the agreed schedule. They would communicate with stakeholders such as the client, architects, and suppliers to provide updates and addresses any concerns. If there are delays in the delivery of construction materials, the project leader would promptly communicate the issue and work on finding alternative solutions to prevent project delays. Additionally, if conflict arises between team members and project leader, the project leader would step in to resolve the conflicts and maintain a positive working environment. Regular progress reports would be shared with stakeholders, highlighting any deviations from the plan and the steps taken to address them. So that concludes my report, and now the continuation will be reported by Mr. John Christian Ehalon. I've also prepared some questions that will serve as your attendance for this topic. Thank you.